Hello, my lovely grade 3. This is Miss Nani, and we are going to revise the topic 11. Okay, so this is our lesson, topic 11.1, solve two-step word problems, addition and subtraction. So any word problem, we can solve it in one step. And this type of word problems, we are going to use two steps, addition and subtraction. So let's see what is he saying. Jen buys a pack bag and a sleeping bag. She gets $10 off if the total is more than $200. So if she bought many things and the total is $200, she will cut off from what she's paying $10, which means minus subtract $10. What is the final cost of Jen's order? Complete the bar diagram below, then draw another diagram to solve the problem. So here I have a table that he gave me that the grill is $138, the backpack is $89, the lantern is $78, the sleeping bag is $128. So here he is giving me a way to a bar diagram to write the numbers here. Here is the cost of a backpack. What she is buying? She's buying a backpack. So I have here a backpack and I have the cost here of a sleeping bag. The backpack is $89. The sleeping bag is $128. So when we add 89 plus 128, what are we going to get? Let's do it together. So when you add 89 to 128, let's write it here. So the cost of pack bag is $89. The cost of the sleeping bag, $128. So we're going to add them together. So 9, the ones plus ones, 9 plus 8 is here when you add. 9 plus 8 is what? Is 17. So you will have here 7. So you are going to have 7 in the ones place and 1 in the tens place. 2 plus 8 is 10 plus 1 is 11. So you're going to have 1 in the tens place and 1 in the upper hundred. So 1 plus 1 is 2, so it is 217. Wow! So now she have more than 200. So she can get the discount, which is $10. So the first step I did, that I added what she bought. I used addition for what she bought. The second step, I did take off the discount, which is 10. So it will be 270 minus 10, and it will be $207. It will be $207. Now I'm going to show you a video about two-step word problems. So easy, please concentrate on it, and we are going to complete.
Hey guys, how are you doing? I am here trying to get milk from this cow, but the farmer said there are a few steps to milking a cow. I did not really listen to them, so I am just going to try on my own. Ouch! I guess it is important to do all the steps when you have a problem. While I go take care of my bruises, why don't you guys learn about two-step word problems? There are many different methods people use to solve word problems, so don't think these methods are the only ones. These are just some that help me when I'm solving problems with more than one step in them. In two-step word problems, the first thing to do is find your question. What question is the problem asking? We need to know what they are asking us to figure out in the problem. After you know what the question is, you find your first step or first part to solve and figure out the answer to that step. Once you have that answer, you then move on to find your second step and figure out the answer to that step. Many times you'll need the answer from the first step to solve the second step. Usually, this will be the last thing you need to do in a two-step problem. Some word problems have more steps, and if they do, just keep solving the steps until you get the answer to the question in the problem. Now that we have that out of the way, it's time to bring in some word problems. Here is our first word problem. It says, at the zoo, each adult ticket costs $5, and each child ticket costs $3. How much will it cost for 2 adults and 1 child? The first thing we want to do is find the question, or what the problem is asking us to find. The last sentence tells us we need to find out how much it will cost us for 2 adults and 1 child at the zoo. Great, now we can start with figuring out the first step. What do you think the first step is? The first step is to find out the cost of both the adult and child tickets individually. Let's start with the adults. Each adult ticket costs how much? $5. We know there are 2 adults. We have 5 times 2 equals the letter M. Wait, what is the letter M doing in my problem? The letter M in the problem represents the number we do not know. Instead of having a blank spot, we can use letters to represent a number we do not know. It can be any letter you want, P, S, N, or M. In order to find out what M is, we multiply $5 by the 2 adults, which gives us 10. Awesome! Now we want to find the cost of the child tickets. The child tickets cost $3 each, and there was only 1 child. 3 times 1 is what? 3. Good job! We found out the cost of the tickets for the adults and children. The next step is finding the last part, which asks us to find the total cost of the 2 adults and 1 child. What do you think we do next? The last step is to add both amounts together. $10 plus $3 gives us $13. So for 2 adults and 1 child, the total cost at the zoo is $13. Great job! One thing we can do to make sure we got the answer right is to see if it is reasonable. What I mean by that is 13 seems reasonable or makes sense to be the answer. Now what if our answer we got was $130? That would not seem correct for the amount of tickets. Looking at your answer to see if it makes sense can help you double-check your work and catch mistakes. You can also plug your answer back into the equations to see if they are correct. Let's get another problem in here. The new problem says Aaron buys 4 toys that cost $2 each. How much change will he get back if he gives the clerk a $20 bill? What is the problem asking us to find? We are being asked to find the amount of change Aaron will get back after giving the clerk a $20 bill and paying for his toys. What do you think the first step should be? The first step I would do is find out how much Aaron spent on the 4 toys. We know that each toy costs $2. If we multiply the 4 toys times the $2, we will get the total amount of money Aaron spent. The letter P will represent the unknown number. What is 4 times 2? The answer is $8. The next step in the problem is to find out how much change Aaron will get back after giving the clerk a $20 bill. Aaron paid $8 for the 4 toys. To find the change, we need to subtract the $8 from the 20. What is 20 minus 8? The answer is 12. Aaron will get $12 back after buying the 4 toys that cost $2 each. Great job, guys! So I guess the cow does not like me too much at the moment.
Okay, my lovely girls, so let's go back to our lesson. As we saw in the video that we have so many ways to solve the word problem, not only one step. No, we use in this lesson 2 steps. So as we solved here by 2 steps, we added 89 plus 128, then we subtracted $10. So this is the way how you solve it, and that's how we solve it in the session, that we added 89 plus 128, we got 217. Then I subtracted $10 from $217. And this was a problem that I asked you in the session. If I bought a book for $100 and a trouser for $300, so the whole cost is $400. And what's if my discount also is $10, so it will be 400 minus 10 is $390. Let's go see the question, page 573. How can you use an estimate to show that the final cost of the backpack and sleeping bag you found makes sense? So we can use rounding, and that I made a video about rounding. I hope you see it. So if I rounded 89, let's go and round it together quickly. Okay, so if I have to round 89, what do you think how we can round it? Of course, 89 we are going to round it to the nearest tens. So the place value I have 9 in the ones, 8 in the tens. So I will go look at the ones place value, which is 9. Hello 9, how are you? Are you strong number or weak number? She'll tell me I'm strong. So she will give 8 a push. It will give 8 a push to be 9, to give her 1. So 8 plus 1 is 9, and the once 9 will go home, bring back 0. So rounding 89 will be $90. And rounding 128, let's go and round it. Okay, so I have here the ones equals 8. I have the tens equals 2. I have the hundreds equal 1. So I will round 128 to the nearest hundreds. So I will ask 2. Okay, hello 2, how are you? Are you strong number or weak number? She'll tell me, I'm weak. I'm so weak. I cannot give you anything. So it will be rounded to, the 1 will stay as it is, 2 and 8 will go back home, bring back 0, so it will be rounded to 100. It will be rounded to $100. Okay, so $100 and $90 is $190. What do you think? Is it reasonable that we got 107? Yes, it's near 107. Okay, what about if we rounded 128 to the nearest tens? And let's see the difference. The difference that we will look at 8, and 8 is a strong number, so it will give 2 a push. So it will be 130. So if it is to the nearest tens, 128 to the nearest 10 will be 130. So also 130 plus 90 is what? What do you think? 220. So 100, yes, 220. So also I think it is a reasonable number for 210 for us. So here $89 plus $128 is about 90 plus 130, which is 220. So 220 minus the $10 that we are having equal to 110, since $217 is close to $210. So the answer makes sense. So you have two ways you can solve it with these two ways, as I told you. So if we round it 128 to the nearest hundreds, it will be 100. So 100 plus 90, you can do it like that, or you can do it around 128 to 130, as in our answer here, 130. So it will be 220 minus $10 to $110. So yes, it makes sense. Let's go see here. He is telling me The results of a car survey are shown in the table. How many fewer cars in the survey have poor fuel efficiency than have either good or average fuel efficiency? So use estimation to check the answer. So the first thing in any problem, I have to know what's the question. What does he want me to do? He's telling you. You read carefully the question. The results of a car survey are shown in the table. Here is the table. So this is a car survey. The fuel efficiency here is good, average, and poor. Number of cars, 98, 165, 224. How many fewer cars? When I see fewer cars, when I see fewer, means I will do subtraction. Means I will do he needs to know the difference. So I'll do minus. When I see fewer, I do subtraction. In the survey, have poor fuel efficiency, then have either good or average. Use estimation to check the answer. So he wants me to know the difference between the three. He wants me to know the difference between the three, good and C, either good or average, have poor fuel efficiency, then have either good or average fuel efficiency. So concentrate here very well. The first word that he said in the survey have poor fuel efficiency. So I'm going to use 224. I'm going to use the poor fuel number. I'm going to use the poor fuel number, which is what? Which is 124. Minus what? I will do minus what? Either good or average fuel efficiency. Good or average. Good or average. So I have two numbers beside this number. So I'm going to use 98 and 165. In what form? We know that we are doing 224 minus something. Minus what? Minus these two numbers. Minus these two numbers together. Let's see. So the first step, I'm going to add these two numbers. Then I will take the answer and minus it from the other big number, poor number. Do you see these two steps? What did we use? We used addition and subtraction. We used addition and subtraction. Okay, so the first step, find and answer the hidden question. Okay, so adding the good and average numbers are the hidden step. He didn't tell me to add them, no, but he asked me to know the difference between the poor and good and average together. That's why I added good and average, and the answer, the result, I did subtraction from the poor cars. So let's go and see. 98 plus 165. We added 5 plus 8, 13, 3, and take up 1. 6 plus 9 equal plus 1, 16, equal 15 plus 1, 16, 6 and 1 up. 1 plus 1, 2. So the answer is X. You are asking me, what's X, Miss Nani? What's X? X is the unknown. See? See, my lovely girl? Here, X is the unknown total. It is the unknown, I don't know number. What is this number? So you can take it off and write 263. You can use it and write X equal 263. So 263 cars have good or average fuel efficiency. Step 2, I'm going to take this X. I'm going to take this X and subtract from it the number of poor cars, which is 224. If you remember and looked here quickly, it is 224. So my answer is Y. Y. The unknown difference is Y equals 39. Fewer cars have poor fuel efficiency. Now let's go to question page 574. Jane used estimation to check the reasonableness of the work above. Explain whether Jane's work makes sense. So we use estimating, rounding. We will round 165 to plus 98, so it's about 200. 224 minus 200 is 24, which is sort of close to 39. So yes, it's reasonable using rounding. Okay, my lovely girls, here. How do the diagrams help you write equations for the problem on page 574? Using diagrams, the first diagram shows that you are combining 98 plus 165. If you looked here at the diagrams we used, that we wrote here in this diagram this number that I'm going to add and that number that I'm going to add, and I did a line up which is called X. So drawing makes me visualize what I'm doing, how I am solving the problem. That's how diagrams help us. Diagrams help us to solve the problems. So by naming this X as unknown and adding, then taking the X and put it here. This is the X, the whole X. And the whole X is two numbers added to each other, which it is 224. 263 minus 224 will give me the Y. So it's visualizing, giving me visual and problem solving, so I can know the unknown difference. Okay, my lovely girls, so here he is telling me, so this is the answer. The first diagram shows that you are combining and adding 98 plus 165 and can add. The second diagram shows that you are comparing the two numbers by subtracting. Let's go see the next question. Josie has $145. She buys a bike for $127. So using numbers is very important. Josie has 145. So this is the first number I will extract from the equation. I have $145. She buys a bike for $127. So if I have Miss Nani, this $145, this money, and I bought something. I already bought something. So I will have extra money, or I have paid money. I have paid, right? So I will do what? Subtraction. $145 minus $127. I think this is the hidden question. Let's complete. The next week she saves $15. After I did subtraction, she put added money. She saves. So I will do what? $15 plus. How much money does Josie have now? Complete the bar diagrams and write equations to solve. So of course, this is the money left after buying a bike, which is what? She all have 145. So I will write here the 145. And it will be 127 here. So let me write it here. Will be $145, and here it's gonna be $127. See, the diagrams are helping me to solve. $127, and M is the money left after buying a bike, which is 145 minus 127. Then the money now is the money that she saved, which is $17 plus the M, which is the unknown, and we are going to see the answer here. Okay, my lovely girls, so this is the whole $145. This is what she bought the bike with, $127, and I did minus subtraction, and I got the M, 145 minus 127, so the M equal 18. And the sum that the money that she saves now is 18 plus 15 equal $33. Okay, my lovely girls, these are the last two examples in this lesson. Manuel's family drove from Louisville to Indianapolis to Detroit and then directly back to Louisville, how much farther did they drive going to Detroit than returning from Detroit? So again, let's look here and answer. Manuel's family drove from this place to Indianapolis. So it is 114 miles. Then to Detroit, plus if I'm going from one place to another place and then from one place to another place, I'm going to add how many I did walk. Okay, so I will add this. Let's say x plus y, 114 plus 283. And then directly back to Louisville. So they then get back in 361 miles. How much farther did they drive going to Detroit than returning from Detroit? So he wants me to know what. So the first, let's think. What's his question? He wants me to make a difference between two numbers. But do I have these two numbers here? No, I don't have these two numbers. I have to get them by steps. The first step, I'm going to add 114 plus 283 to get the distance that they walked that they took from Louisville to Detroit going. Okay, so going, we have 114 plus 283. And in coming back, I have 361. So I will do 361, or this number that I will get, which let me say it is X, Y, or Z, or B, or C. Okay, so let's say it's X equal what? Equal to 183 plus miles plus 114. And the answer, which is X, I will do X minus the second step. It will be X minus 361 miles. It will give me how many miles is the difference. How farther did they drive? This is the two steps to solve this equation. I used addition and subtraction. Okay, so as I told you here, 36 miles more. How did we get this 36? The miles to Detroit, he called it W. W is 114 plus 283. Then the number that we got is 397. The difference will be 397 minus 361. It will be 36. And by bar diagram, I'm going to add these two numbers to get W. Then I'm going to subtract 361 from this 397 to get the answer. Okay, so the last important example here. How can you estimate to check if your answer above is reasonable? How can you estimate? Of course, we are going to estimate by rounding. So 110, we round 114 to 110 because 4 is a weak number, plus 3 is a weak number also. So it's going to be rounded to 280 equal what? 0 plus 0 is 0, 8 plus 1, 9, 2 plus 1, 3, 390 minus rounding 361, it will be 360 equal 30 miles. So the answer is close to the estimate as the answer is 36. So the answer is reasonable. So my lovely girls, now we are going to lesson 11. 2. Just a second, I will share it with you. So my lovely girls, we are going to complete lessons of topic 11. So in this lesson, it's called also two-step word problem, all operations. Here we are using, in lesson 2, we use multiplication and division, and multiplication with addition and subtraction. Here we are going to use the 4 operations. That's why I'm revising this lesson. Is very important. It has all the lessons of topic 11. So this lesson is very important. Page 585, he's telling me an aquarium had 75 clownfish in a large water tank. The clownfish represented in the graph we are added to this tank. How many clownfish are in the tank now? So step by step, he's giving me the aquarium that has 75 clownfish in a large water tank. The clownfish represented in the bar graph here. We have the clownfish. How many clownfish? We have 9. Why I did multiply it by 5? Because I have a key that each triangle equals 5 animals. So if I have 9 triangles, the number here is 9 multiply 5. If I have sea stars, so it will be 5 multiply 5. If I have crabs, it will be 7 multiply 5. So he's telling me to, what is his answer, his question? He is telling me the clownfish represented in the graph were added to this tank. How many clownfish are in the tank now? So we have already 75 clownfish, and we added the numbers that in the graph. How many clownfish? It will be 75 plus 9 multiply 5. It will be 75 plus 9 multiply 5. But in multiplication, as I have written here, in any word problem that has multiplication and addition, what do I do first? What do I do first? I do the multiplication first. So I have, if I have multiplication and addition, I will do first the multiplication. Number 2, I will do the addition, because multiplication is stronger than addition. So 9 multiply 5, which is the number of clownfish that I did here, okay, equals n. What is n? As I told you, it's the unknown, the thing that I don't know. So, or I can call it x, y, z, z, anything I want. N equals 45 clownfish. Then after I get the 45, I will add it to what? I will add it to 75 clownfish that I already have in the large water tank. So it will be, let's call it T, X, N, Z, anything I want. It will be 120 clownfish. Of course, we cannot call it N because I have to change the unknowns symbols if I want to do it in the same problem. So there are now 120 clownfish in the tank. Okay, what is he asking me here? What operations did you use to solve this problem? Of course, we used multiplication and the addition. So multiplication and addition, I used multiplication to find number of clownfish and added 75, the numbers that I have in the beginning. Here, how can you solve two-step problems? Here, this lesson, this question, Jill can rent a car and GPS device for $325. So the first number I will extract is $325. For how many? 7 days. So I think that I'm going to multiply these two numbers lately. Let's see. What is the cost to rent the car for a week without the GPS device? So the first step, he wants me to know the cost without something means I will subtract this thing. I will subtract it. I will subtract its cost. But first, to know the cost, I think I have to multiply 325, multiply the 7, $325. So let's go and see. Jill can rent a car and GPS device for $325. So this is the whole cost that she want to pay is 325. So let's make like this. So this whole one equals $325. Okay, so, but this is for all, the car and the GPS. Okay, for 7 days. So when she rented for 7 days, okay, she pays $325. What is the cost to rent the car for a week without the GPS device? Okay, so I will subtract from this $325. I will subtract how many? The cost of GPS. It's $9 a week or a day? No, $9 a day. Okay. How many days he wanted? A week. So it is 9 multiply 7. $9 multiply 7 days. So this is my equation to solve it. $325 minus $9 multiply 7 days. If I have a word problem and I have subtraction and multiplication, so multiplication is stronger than subtraction, so I will do multiplication first. So 9 multiply 7, we can call the answer here is C, and let's see how we are going to solve it here. So there is an order to do the calculations in a problem with no parentheses. Start reading the equation from the left side and do any multiplication or division as you move to the right. So any multiplication and division, we do it first. Then start back on the left side and do any addition and subtraction. Like this, as he is writing that 325 minus 7 multiply $9 equals C. So I will do multiplication first. 7 multiply 9 is $63. Then I will do the subtraction. It will give us $262. So this is how we solve two-step equation. Jill can rent a different car and a DVD player for $384 for 7 days. She wants to know the cost to rent the car for a week without DVD player. So of course we are going to use the same equation, but changing numbers. $384 minus 7 multiply the cost of the DVD this time. How much is the cost of the DVD? Is 6, so it will be 384 minus 7 days multiply $6, which is the cost of DVD, equals C. So C equals 384 minus 7 multiply 6, which is $42. So 384 minus 42 equals $342. Okay, and my lovely girls, here, this equation, Trish bought 4 yards of rope to make a swing. Judy spent $18 on rope. How much did the two girls spend in all? So I have the 4 yards first and multiplied by the cost of the rope. So 4 multiplied 3 is 12 plus the 18 that she spent on the rope to know how much she spent in all. So 12 plus 18 is $30. So here I used multiplication and addition. This example is very important. Solve it back in your copybook and show it to me. Maurice needs 36 apples for his party. How much will the apple cost? Write equations to solve. Use a letter to represent the unknown. So here he's telling you to use the letter to represent the unknown. So he tells me that he needs 36 apples. And here I have 9 apples for $3, I think, yes. Sorry, the page is not good, but I know you have it in your book, written by Good Way. So 9 multiplied 3, 9 multiplied 3, it's $9, 9 apples multiplied 3. I will get how many apples? So 9 multiplied 3, it will be 36 divided 9 multiplied 3. So 4 multiplied 3 equals C. 4 multiplied 3 equal $12. So C equal $12.